Welcome back. If you are wondering, why isn't this working? Oh my gosh, how are my next clients gonna come in? Why do I feel a little bit out of control in my business? And you don't know how to predict your revenue or where people are coming from, and it just feels like you're manifesting it all. Listen up, because today we're going to eliminate the drama from your marketing, sales, and overall business, right? Sales and marketing is the lifeline of your business. Without it, you don't reach new people, you don't enroll new clients, and you don't help enough people. So we are gonna dial in the data that you need to focus on and evaluate every single quarter to make sure that you have systems running, you have clients coming in, and ultimately your business is flowing on something other than hopium. The drug that we all wish worked, that we could just use hope and wishing and positive thinking to enroll clients and have abundance and live our dream life. The truth is, we need to get down to some numbers. Don't worry, math is not my cup of tea, and I even love this. I know you will too, because it's going to bring you so much ease and so much growth in your business every single quarter. Systems equal freedom. And today we're gonna dial in your marketing evaluation system. This is something you need to run through at least every quarter, if not more. So if you're ready to be getting consistent leads and scale your business with ease, then stay tuned. I'm Hanna Hermanson, international speaker, certified success coach, brand strategist, and real person. And today we are breaking down the drama. We are focusing on the data to help your marketing systems grow your coaching business. Look, when we started our businesses, the only thing we cared about was, did I get clients this month? Right? Did I make a sale? And if you did, celebrate, woohoo, and if you didn't, oh shit, right? The truth is though, as we grow as coaches, we need to have systems in place. Again, hopium, manifestation, just living on a dream is not enough to have a sustainable business. You know that. So you've probably put in systems around marketing and content creation, advertising, lead generation. Those are all important things. But if it's haphazard and random, there's no way to improve. This is true of everything in our life. If you want to lose weight, you have to track calories, you have to track steps, you have to track workouts. Otherwise, it's just random. Tracking is the key to any goal. If you're not aware of where you are and what's working and what's not working, then you'll never be able to repeat your results. So back in the day, when you would get a client, woohoo, and you would just go try to get another client, woohoo, you weren't progressing. You weren't getting better at anything. You were just hustling. And we've learned that in order to cut the hustle, we need systems in place. We need to be able to see what worked, what didn't work, so we can stop doing what doesn't work and do more of what did work, or get better at what's working, so that we can scale, so we can reach more people, earn more money, and live our dream life. So when it comes to marketing, there are tons of numbers out there. If you've ever logged into your Facebook ad manager, too many numbers, okay? There's so much data, there's so many percentages you can compute. Same with SEO. If you've ever tracked website traffic or search engine optimization, you know you can get lost in statistics and mess. So today I'm gonna break it down really simply. And you'll also have a resource you can grab down below for free, so you can do this in your own business every single quarter. I'll also show you some examples of clients I have, and we'll tell you exactly how to do this today, all right? This is not theory, we are getting into work. And I know the data is not as fun as the drama, right? The drama of, but they were my ideal client and I just manifested them from all my visualization. Or the drama of, no one's saying yes on the phone. Why doesn't anyone get it in my program? Or the drama of, she was amazing and she practically enrolled herself. All of that stuff is an emotional roller coaster. And the more you can eliminate drama and guessing and emotion from your business, the more successful you're going to be. It's not sustainable to be riding a roller coaster of emotions all the time. But it is sustainable to look at numbers, to crunch them, to use math, to find the gaps in your business, factually, not just a feeling. Right? If you feel like they were your ideal clients, why is that? What can we replicate in your pipeline to bring more of those? So today we're going to find the gaps, where you need to focus so you can be getting more ideal, qualified people into your sales pipeline. And we're also going to see, what do you need to continue doing? So this is going to be a huge headache relief for any of you who are wondering, where's my next client coming from? Or why isn't this working for me? Let's find and fill the holes that will help your business running like a client enrolling machine. First number, obviously you need to know your revenue. And when I'm talking about revenue, I'm talking about cash collected. Way too many coaches count their chickens before they're hatched, count their eggs before they're chickens. You know what I mean, okay? When I talk about revenue, I want you to look at cash collected. Sales can be a good ego boost, like, yeah, I did 50K in sales last month. That's great. You might have enrolled 5, 8 people. How much cash did you collect though? Because the truth is there's atrophy, there's fall off, there are refund requests, there are payment plans, and really your business is only as good as the cash collected. Don't count your eggs before they're hatched. Write out how much cash did you collect, and then also take a look at your expenses, right? We need to see that general ins and out of your business every month or every quarter, depending on how you're choosing to measure this. Obviously, it gives you a good indicator. If your overhead is too high, you might be in the red, meaning you lost money because you're spending too much. Or you could be in the green, the black, or you could be profiting, which is obviously the goal of all of us, and that just means that we're collecting more cash than we're putting out. So take a look and see where you're at. When you see this number, your cash collected minus your expenses, that will give you the total. And this is really like the temperature of your business. It's one reading. Obviously, some months you might lose money because you made a great investment. Some months you might make more money, but you know you're saving for taxes. Okay, this is not the only number that matters, but you obviously want to get a gauge on the temperature of your business. If you're really far, if you're losing a lot of money, then it's time to take a look at where you're spending money. I know as online entrepreneurs, you're getting nickel and dimed all of the time. There's always a new software. Oh, you need this Zap to go with this calendar. And oh, you have more email subscribers, so that's gonna cost you. And it can feel like you're just constantly throwing out nickels and dimes to all of these softwares. And so one of the things that I do every quarter is I take a look at what software is actually moving the needle forward. So in the past, I've paid for email subscription sites that just aren't doing anything special for me. And so I've done a couple of things. I've reduced the number of subscribers I've had so I can move into a lower bracket of subscription. So I used to have 5,000 email subscribers. I wasn't getting that great of traction from email, so I just scrubbed. I eliminated people that weren't opening my emails, that weren't coaches, and so I could drop down into the lower, I would pay less because I had less subscribers then. Or maybe you just need to find a totally different subscription. I had to do that for my calendar. So I was paying for a calendar service. It was like $50 a month, and it just wasn't getting me the results. The emails were janky, stuff wasn't really all integrated, and so I had to do research and find a different calendar subscription. It saved me money and ease. But the truth is, that seems obvious. So that seems really obvious, right? But the truth is, we get into our habits, we get running and going, and things are auto-deducted, and we're paying this and that and the other thing, and we forget all of the subscriptions, all of the tools that we're paying for. So make sure you're taking a look at what tools are moving the needle forward, actually helping your business, and how much you really need to be paying for those. So take some time. If you're really in the red and you're spending way more than you need to, absolutely take a look at what subscription you can eliminate. Also, guys, if you are paying out the ear for Facebook ads or Google ads, if you're paying for a lot of advertisement, I would encourage you to dial that down. Again, when you're in the red, if you're losing a lot of money every month, because Facebook algorithms are always changing. Social media is a harder and harder beast to keep up with. They just want you to keep throwing money into it. And unless you have money to throw and a big marketing budget to use, you really need to be looking at organic ways to get clients. And we're going to talk about that in future videos. Obviously, subscribe here because this is my jam. I used to spend thousands of dollars on ads, and I don't spend anything on ads anymore. And you might need to make a transition automation in your business as well to get more creative about your lead generation and stop giving Facebook all of your money every month, okay? As coaches, there are so many other ways to get leads. And again, subscribe here so you'll learn about those in the coming weeks. We have lots of great trainings on tap for you guys. So now you've got a good sense of the temperature of your business. Cash collected minus your expenses, you have an idea of where you're at. So now let's dig in a little bit deeper. Why is that number what it is? Let's figure out how the lifeline of your business is doing, your marketing and lead generation. So again, there's a free resource below. You can go ahead and grab my spreadsheet and take a look at how we do this with my clients. And if you want to adapt it, absolutely. Every platform is a little bit different. Obviously, if you're in Facebook Ads Manager, you'll have even more data that you can collect and take a look at there. But let's just make this super simple, right? If I had a tattoo, I think it would say KISS, not for kiss, but keep it simple, sister. We do not need to overcomplicate the math of this. We can find the gaps really easily. So follow along and start to think about what are your numbers in each of these categories. So think about what are your numbers in each of these categories. Then I'm going to show you some examples, and then you'll be able to go ahead and put yours in and start filling the gaps in your business. First thing you need to know is how many new leads did you engage with? So if you're doing ads, right? How many new people clicked on your link? How many new people did you reach? If you're doing organic outreach, how many new conversations did you open? If you're doing speaking as a lead generator, how many new people did you speak in front of? Know that total number of new people you engaged with. Just who are the new potential folks that came into your pipeline? How many new leads did you acquire? I recommend having separate sections. So maybe you're doing ads and speaking and organic. Then know, where did these leads come from? Maybe you had 50 leads from speaking, you had 1,000 leads from Facebook ads, and you had 80 leads from Instagram conversations, content. So know exactly where did the leads come from and how many are there total. Then all of those total people, those total new leads, how many of them engaged with you? How many of them had conversations? How many of them applied for a call with you? How many of them agreed, yeah, we can talk about this? Assuming most coaches have a sales funnel that looks like people get to know me, they consume some of my content, they book a call, a sales call, and then they have the option to become clients or not. So now we're thinking about who are these people that had the option to have a call? How many calls did you offer? Now, if you're thinking about a Facebook funnel, everyone that goes through the funnel probably has the opportunity to do a call with you. If you're thinking about speaking, you probably didn't ask all of them to get into your sales process. So how many of those people at that speaking engagement did you actually invite to your sales process? Did you invite to a sales conversation? Know that number. And the next number, from how many you offered or how many you invited, how many actually booked? How many actually said, yes, Hannah, I'd love to talk to you about scaling my business. Yes, Stephanie, I love to talk to you about growing my yoga business. Yes, Anna, I'd love to talk to you about your life coaching. How many signed up for a call, scheduled, said yes to you? Know that number. Now, why are we getting so nitty gritty about how many leads, how many could have, how many did? Because we'll be able to see where people fall off. At every little step, after they get to know you, there's a lot of these micro agreements that people make before they become your client. And you'll be able to see the gaps as we keep moving forward. And then again, we're going to fill those gaps. So I know it sounds a little bit tedious and like, well, why doesn't it matter? Just leads to sales. It does matter. And you'll see why here. So then, how many people actually showed up to the sales call? Anybody ever have a no-show? Yeah. Just because people said yes, they were interested, doesn't mean they always follow through. So how many sales calls did you actually do? This may be the most important number in this whole equation. People, if you are not having sales conversations, if you are not asking people to enroll in your program, if you are not asking a client to say yes to you, you're not doing a business. If you aren't getting people on the phone or into your program conversation, you are just marketing. You have to actually deliver a program, right? And the sales is that magic turnkey. So make sure you're doing lots of sales calls. Prioritize this. I look at some of my clients' schedules and they have their whole week blocked out for self-care and mindset and content creation and Facebook Live and coaching their clients, but they don't have time to actually fuel the fire. Sales calls are so important. You need to be doing multiple a week. So write down how many you're doing. Have that number of actual sales calls completed. Then how many no's? How many people either weren't the right fit or weren't ready or said no to your program? Keep track of your no's. And then how many said yes? That's the final column. How many yeses did you get? How many new clients came? So you guys ready? We're going to break this down. I'm going to show you a couple of my clients and what it looked like, and we'll see where are the gaps? What do they need to fix? All right, so I had a couple of my clients give me just 1 week of data. So although we're talking about looking at this quarterly, obviously once you get these numbers, you want to just keep tracking them moving forward. So this first time you might have to go back in time and space to find the numbers, but after that it's going to save you a lot of time, energy, and headache to just track these numbers weekly, daily. So this is the spreadsheet. This is just 1 week of their information. Wanted to show you guys so you can see how we do this in my programs and how it can really, and how you can really see where the holes are. All right, so first we're looking at Stephanie. Stephanie is a business mentor for yoga teachers, and she helps them grow their studio, grow their workshops, grow their events, grow their yoga business. And her main platform is Facebook. So just looking at Facebook numbers, if she was in other places, like I mentioned, we would outline those as well. So in some platforms like LinkedIn or Instagram, we add how many new followers or members you added. Facebook, it's not as relevant here, so we're not going to worry about that. But last week in March, Stephanie opened 80 conversations on Facebook. She offered 15 calls. She had 14 of those booked. 5 of them booked a real sales call, so not just an assessment, not just to get to know you. And then 5 of them showed up. So this is the big number, right? How many deep dive calls did she actually have? This is the biggie, right? She had 5 in a week. That's good. That'll get you on track to have about 1 client a week, right? So let's take a look at where are the drop-offs here. So obviously from 80 to 15, there's a big drop-off. So she's tracking how many new people did I engage with this week, 80, and she offered 15 calls. Now, this could be for a few reasons. This could be because some people just aren't ready for her. It's the SW principle. Some will, some won't, so what? Someone's waiting. So it could just be that she doesn't have good enough quality leads. If there's this much of a drop off, I would be looking at where is she starting these conversations? Are these qualified leads? Are these yoga teachers she can actually help? And then the other piece that could be happening is that she's opening these conversations, but the recipients aren't opening it back. Does that make sense? So it could be that her messaging and the way that she engages with people needs to be worked on. So looking at this, the first thing I would say is, hey, Stephanie, we definitely need to look at where are you getting these leads? How are you connecting with them and how are you connecting with them on Facebook? Because there's a big drop off from starting 80 and only getting 15 to move forward. We need to take a look at that process. And then when she offered them, a lot of them said yes, which is great. And then we're down here to 5. And again, there could be an opportunity to warm up these leads a little bit more. Maybe she needs to book the calls sooner. Maybe there's like too much time. Again, we need to look at why is there a 1/3 drop off from offering calls to actually having people show up to the call. So do you see, Stephanie, again, if she just plays the numbers game, even if she continues with this data, and she only has 1 new client a month, then let's just open more conversations. That's always one way to just dial up how many clients you're gonna have. Again, a big number here though, she's getting on sales calls every week. Are you? All right, let's take a look at Anna. Anna's a coach that helps people defeat anxiety. So here she is on Instagram. She added 25 new members last week, new followers, which is great. She's doing some really great growth over there with content and some other strategy. And she was able to start 75 conversations. So similar to Stephanie, 75 conversations. She's offering way more calls though. So closer to like 30, 40% of her people are saying, yeah, let's get on a call. And then, once she kind of continues the conversation a little bit more, these deep dive calls, these again are her sales calls. She had 10 booked last week, way more. None of them showed up. Very good. She got 5 no's. Okay. But hey, she's at an almost 50% close rate. So I'm not going to mess with Anna's sales at all. She's doing fantastic. She got 4 new clients. That number is great. Really, the only number for Anna to look at is, can we crank up this number? Because this is kind of a textbook example here. So starting 75 conversations, having less than half respond, okay, like a 30% response rate is solid. And then having about half of those book a call, solid. Okay, she's about there with, 20 said, yeah, I'll book a call. And then once she did a little bit more vetting, she has in her sales process more qualification to make sure they're really ready for a sales call. But then to have 10 sales calls booked, like, hell yeah, girl. Most of them are showing up and she's closing at almost 50%. Like, I don't want to miss with anything. I just want to see her getting on more conversations, opening the top of the funnel, because this is a numbers game. When you have the data, you can play with the numbers, you can add more conversations, you can get better at your sales. So I hope you're seeing, once you lay this out, it will be really clear for you to take a look at where are the biggest percentage drop-offs. Again, I would say from number of conversations open to number of calls offered, you want to see about a 30% conversion. That would be beautiful. A plus, 30% conversion. And then from the number of people you are actually talking to, actually offering some resources or a 10-minute call or just the application, again, you want to see about a 50% conversion of them saying, yeah, sure, we can get on a sales call. Sales calls, how many do you want to do in a week? I have some clients who just want to do 2 sales calls a week. That's fine. Anna wants to do 10. She hit that. If you choose any one of these rows, if you choose any one of these columns, you can set a goal. Whether it's how many sales calls you want to book, whether it's how many conversations you want to start, or how many clients it is. And then you play with these numbers until you get them where you want. And again, there's lots of ways to fill the top of the funnel. That number of conversations opened, that could come from people seeing you on stage, that could come from people going through a Facebook funnel, or that could come from organic lead generation on lots and lots of social media platforms. So again, we're looking at Anna's Instagram here. I looked at Stephanie's Facebook, and this is all organic. We're not looking at their ads at all right now. We're just looking at exactly what they can control, their organic lead generation and marketing strategy. Of course, there's always ways that you can increase. You could think about referrals. You could think about word of mouth. You could think about some really great content. But all of that is harder to control. What's easier to control is ads, speaking, and organic lead gen. And that's why I'm using those as examples today. Go get the worksheet below, make a copy in Google Drive, enter your numbers, and over time, you'll start to see where your gaps are. Obviously, we just looked at 1 week. If we looked at these women over time, the gaps would just get bigger. That's how math works. The trends become obvious. You can find patterns and then go get curious about how can I improve these conversion rates? How can I fill the gap? Whether it's getting better at sales, or it's just having more conversations, or it's increasing your show rate to calls. You can do this. You are a smart person. All right, friends. So you guys have so much data to go and run with. Save the drama. No more questioning. No more hopium. Go grab your version of this Google document, plug in your numbers, and see where are the fall offs. You can self-diagnose your sales and marketing systems in a jiffy. My grandma would be so proud I just said jiffy. Let's get to work. All data, no drama. Go track and evaluate your marketing systems. And I'll be back next week with more nuggets to help you scale your business and make your dream life your real life.